welcome to the live stream. Well, I don't know if it caught the beginning of that. Okay, so I already got some people in here. Let's see, I've got Happy Trails Hiking. I got Dragon Roams, who was first, like an hour and a half first. What else we got in here? I think that's it for right now. Participants, yep. So, how you guys doing? Skinny G Panda just got here. And let's see, got some conversation that's been happening for a while here. I was working on trying to fix the way the stream has been for the past like couple of weeks. Just has been glitchy. I downloaded a different version of OBS software by a company called Streamlabs, where it actually allows me to control everything from my phone. I don't know if you can see that at all, but it's like a little dashboard. I can control scenes and everything like that from the dashboard, so not to be clicking around on a mouse. And hopefully it runs a little smoother. It ties into basically everything. So this shows me my my previews. I can see my subscriber count down on the bottom. As a matter of fact, let's go over and take a look. The preview on this new version is kind of small. Not to be clicking around on a mouse. But yeah, so hopefully it runs a little smoother. Watching. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so hopefully works a little bit better. Got a little beer tonight. Having a cerveza that Forest and Streams made. So it kind of tastes like a Modelo a little bit. It's pretty good. Oh, this Forest and Streams just came in too. So cool. All right, so yeah, I saw Happy Trails. I saw your comment pop up in my notifications, and I'm like, what stream? What live stream was the fastest ever? And I realized it went up there, and I was like, oh, what was I even doing when that went up? But yeah, my second monitor here is this. You can't really see it. It's this little tiny monitor, and it doesn't have the best resolution, and I'm getting old, so things aren't so easy to see sometimes. Let's see. Dragon Rooms says, Panda and I went out to eat and decided to jump on and drop like a comment and chat super early. I gotcha. All right, cool. You guys still eating, or are you back yet? Where'd you go? Anywhere good? Look at that shirt. Promote. Yeah, look at that. Well, Hemlock Mountain Outdoors. And is that even coming through? Yeah, hey, Triumph Screen Printing is here. What's up, Brandon? Hey, your dragon snare and a sticker are on its way. Put them in the mail this week. Had to get stamps. So took a couple days, and then it was. I don't know if you could hear that. That was driving me nuts. Takes a couple minutes. Took a couple days with the holiday to get in and get some stamps, but it is on its way. Mid-T and Outdoors is here. What's up, man? Patrick, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. You guys went to the Axe Diner? Where's that? In Exeter. The Ave. The Ave Diner. The Axe. All right. So, do have a couple things to talk about today, which are kind of cool because I don't usually have things to talk about. I have an envelope here that I got. We'll open that in a minute. Feels like it's a sticker or a very tiny bomb. Something. I think it's a sticker. I'm not sure who it's from, though, so it'll be a surprise, which is cool. And I have a couple stories to talk about that are hiking related or outdoors related. I don't see Adam here, but Adam Z Adventure sent me a text the other day with a story about one of the places that I just went like a week and a half ago. This time around, Travelog is here. First time here. See a few familiar faces. Awesome. Thanks. I just saw you just subscribed not too long ago. So awesome. Thanks for stopping by. I'll check out your channel. Actually, I'll bring you up right now. I'm thinking about it. Oh, that's the wrong way to do it. Go to channel.
Hello.
Cool. So I'll have your channel up here, and I'll take a look at it in a few minutes. Hey, Adam Z just got here. I was just talking about you. So yeah, Adam sends me a text the other day about the Jensen's Ledge Trail, the Boucherville Trail that I was at like last week and a half ago, where I saw all the wildlife. And apparently, somebody was up there, and it doesn't say where, if they were at the falls or if they're over on the ledges, but they slipped and fell, and they died. That's all the information that they really have. I'm looking at it right now, and it doesn't say exactly what happened, but they say it was one of the most difficult rescues as far as a fall victim or an injured person that they've encountered because it's the woods are so thick there. But the rocks there on that on the falls on that ledge at the falls were kind of slick, even dry with water running over them. They get slick, and over on the ledges, over by where those big cairns where the chairs and everything they had made. If one of those rocks slipped and you're on the edge, it drops straight off, right down to the railroad tracks below there. So you always got to be careful. I mean, I know I tend to get a little closer to the edge of cliffs and stuff like that now than I used to. And but I always, before I get on rocks like that, I'm always, if anybody who hikes them, you'll see me walk up to a ledge. You'll see me actually like kind of drag my foot a little bit before I continue on. I'm checking to see what how much traction my shoes have on that particular kind of stone, because it can change like that. I've been walking on stone that I thought was fine, and then suddenly just been on my butt. So really got to be careful when you're out there. This guy was hiking with somebody, and he was able to get rescuers out there, but it took them until the next day to get out there. The rescuers stayed with the guy who fell, but he didn't survive. So please, 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 please be careful. I mean, knowing very well what that trail's like, it's sad to know that I was just there and somebody just lost their life there. So when you guys are out, please be careful. Let's see. Before I get into the next one, yeah, Happy Trails, it is awful. I mean, it can happen to anybody when you're out there. It's just a wrong step. I mean, they might not have been doing anything even wrong. Just it happens. You got to be careful. That was at Jensen's Ledge. Here, I'll show you the. I'll bring this up. Did that switch? Did that actually switch? I just did that with my phone. So right outside of Hancock, New York, the Boucherville Trail, and this is where that hike I was just at a couple weeks ago, a week and a half ago, was at. Really, really, if anybody's interested in taking a look at this, I will. That's the link to the story. If you guys want to take a look at that, just really sad, really, really sad. Skinny G. This is Naog. I haven't been to Naog, and Naog was probably back in November. Was the last time I was there. Triumph says you can die from a 10-foot fall. A guy fell up on Mount Hood last weekend, almost 500 feet, and he's recovering in a hospital. Yeah, there is a guy who fell like 800 or 900 feet in Acadia National Park on the Precipice Trail last year, and he survived. And that's a straight drop. So he just caught one of the little outcroppings, and it took him a while to get him off there, but he survived. But again, you got to be careful. Anything could happen. Skinny G said she heard about that and was there the week before. Yeah. A bunch of falls up on Mount Hood this year already. There's a site that I go to a lot. It's called the Catskill Mountaineer, especially if I'm going up the Catskills, obviously. And that guy puts a lot of stories up on there about what's going on in the area at the Catskills. And there's always Dragon. I think you were there not too long ago. You and Panda. at the Platkill Falls, right? Catterskill Falls, Catterskill, and there's always people falling there. They're walking on those rocks, and that's a pretty decent fall from those falls. So it happens all the time. Yeah, the mine site was pretty sketchy, and that's where I'm thinking if something was going to fall for us in stream, something was going to fall. Remember where that was all built on that stone wall that they had made. So if something gave way, I mean, I didn't want to get too close to the edge of that. Not in that section. I stayed way back. Happy Trail says Michael Fire just saw someone fall on one of his hikes. Ooh, I've been lucky that I haven't seen anybody fall. I haven't come across anybody who fell. When I was at Acadia the first time, I think someone had fallen over in one of the other mountains, but I didn't witness it. And one of the times we were up in the Catskills a couple years ago, we saw a rescue helicopter fly over. I forget when that was, but yeah, I mean, not even just falling. I mean, if you slip, you get your ankle caught, and you can get hurt. Always let somebody know where you are. Skinny Japan says someone fell in Nail Gorge last week and then died. That's what I thought you were talking about. Oh yeah, no, I heard about that too. Yeah, over in the gorge. I guess they got sucked under. I don't think they ever found them. And that's not really a big body of water, big river going through there. But that gorge is like, I think they used to call it the Devil's Gorge or Devil's Pit or something like that. I remember when I was growing up, and people were always swimming in there, and at least 3 or 4 times a summer someone would die. But they say it's like 80 or 90 feet deep, and they got sucked under, and they could be in a mine right now. You don't know. Yeah, that's pretty sketchy over there. Torian Taste Buds is here. What's going on? Dragon Rooms, Catterskill is beautiful and dangerous spot if you're tempted to get a better view. I tried to address that danger in our winter hiking up there. Yeah, I remember watching that, and it was real slick. You even had your spikes on, I think, and it still looks slick. Triumph wants me to talk about my new shirt. You don't want to hear about my new shirt, man. I know how you feel about online print-on-demand things. Still using the Amazon firm. This is for Hemlock Mountain Outdoors, my company. I am trying to get, once I get some sales and some money flowing in through Hemlock Mountain Outdoors, there is a local screen printer that's I walk past all the time when I go back to the park. And I want to get with them and get some shirts made and then use them and ship them right from here. But for right now, I know you hate to hear that, man. And if you were closer, if I lived in Oregon, I'd use you, absolutely. But right now, the print on demand it just makes it easy when you're just starting out. So yeah, these are available. I got a link for them on Hemlock Mountain Outdoors, and they're $19.99. I'm got a few different colors of them up there, but yeah, if you guys are interested, I will put that link on here too. Hemlock Mountain Outdoors is my new company. I make hammocks and hammock camping gear. I got one set up right here. Working on something a little different. Try to get a little better value, little system going on for you guys. I think I got something that's going to work pretty decent. But yeah. This time around, travel blog, we've been thinking about doing a video, staying behind don't be stupid fences. Yeah. Some places there's no, like up on those ledges where this guy fell, there's no fencing. There's no, the Catskills, you don't have a lot of that. It's pretty much, you gotta know what your limitations are, and you gotta understand if you're close to the edge of a cliff, you could fall. Yeah. But yeah, people jump fences. The Naog Park one, they think there are fences down there, barricades around that gorge. You can get through them pretty easy, and I will admit I have gone through them in some spots to walk up along, not over the gorge, but along between the two sets of waterfalls. Probably shouldn't do that, but I have. But yeah, that's what they think happened. Michael Fire is here. Michael Fire Jr. is here. Sorry. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, Triumph Screen Printing. I would appreciate the thumbs up from everybody. That's awesome. Thank you very much. All right, on to the. What do you want to hear first? You want to hear the second story I got, or do you want to see what's in here? Which one do you guys want to see? I'll leave that up to you. What's it? The little tiny bomb in the envelope, or what the other story is? Skinny G's falling into Watkins Glen Gorge in New York, all because I wanted to touch the water. I didn't drift, but got my pants wet. Yeah, I've been up there. Luckily, when me and Forest and Streams went up there a couple years ago in like October, and there was nobody there, and you could just go wherever you want it, and right out to the water was still flowing over at the one spot. But that's a beautiful spot up there. I bet it's really cool in the summer when the leaves and the foliage are out, but the people, there's so many people there. There was, we saw one guy who we're not even sure was really there. He just would be there and he'd walk around a corner. He was like off somewhere else, and he was pretty quiet. And then I think on our way back down, we came across a couple other people, but that's about it. There really weren't a lot of people. All right, so it looks like we got a pretty unanimous vote here. Mail call, the bomb, letter, little bomb, then story. Michael says, thank you. Awesome, man. Open the letter. Patrick says, letter. All right, so, hey, Dragon, you're doing a drum roll on the desk. No, that was Happy Trails doing a drum roll with the fingers first. So how about a drum roll? A drum roll, please. So let's see what we got. Hopefully this knife is, oh yeah, it's pretty sharp. All right. This is from, it came through Des Moines, Iowa. And it's just a sticker. It is, oh, very cool. AOK Foraging and Adventures. See if you guys can make that out. Very cool sticker, and there's a little note on the back here. Thanks for all your continued support. Awesome. So, I got that. And I will send you guys my dumb face. That way. Everybody's got nicer stickers than I do. That's a pretty cool sticker. That's pretty heavy duty, too. Very nice. That'll be made into a magnet and put on the refrigerator with the rest of them. So very cool. Thank you, AOK Foraging and Adventures. I always forget the and Adventures part. Very, very cool. I like getting stickers. Thank you for the drum roll, Happy Trails. Tack and Brenda. Yes, very cool. And that was from Brenda. Actually, Tack and Brenda. Both on there. Very cool. Happy Trails says, no sticker for us yet. Yeah, you know, who'd I use with these? I want to say Shutterfly, and they're nice, but I'm really not happy with that design. I'll come up with something better for the next ones. Skinny G Panda says just likes touching everything when she's out hiking. Yeah, I like climbing up on stuff when I can get up there. Skinny G says I don't want a sticker yet either. Getting a logo handmade first. Very cool. Very nice. Dragon says, I think we all make the occasional wrong judgment call. We do. We all do. Triumph, I need to get stickers. I'm surprised you don't have stickers, man. And Happy Trail says, we're just cheap. They have no money. Yeah, these, anybody who's gotten one of these, you know that these are not the most expensive stickers in the world. They were not expensive at all. Check out Shutterfly. If you're looking for cheap stickers, I mean, you got to cut them yourself. They come in big sheets, but they're pretty cheap. Yes, Happy Trails. Me too. I'd love to have a sticker from Triumph. That'd be very cool. Okay, so. Excuse me. Ooh. That's good beer. The second story I've got. Let me. There we go. This is from Facebook. So a friend of mine posted this. And this is April Miller. You've seen her in a couple videos. Sometimes her husband comes along for hikes, and we've been neighbors for like 18 or 19 years. Dragon Room says he used a sticker for you for his newest run of stickers. So they turned out nice, but a little smaller than what I gave you. No, those stickers, the first ones you had, those things were really nice. All right, so this, as you can tell from the picture here, this is about a little baby deer, right? So this is from, for heaven's sake, Animal Rescue and Rehabilitation. They're out in Washington State. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing. As you can tell, it's a pretty long little paragraph here. But the gist of the story is this. Some people came in with this baby deer and said, it's not doing good. We've had it for 3 days, and we don't know what to do. We called a bunch of people, and no one answered, so we just brought the deer in. They found the deer by itself, sitting out in the woods, wherever they found it, and decided that they were going to try to help it along and pick it up and feed it and take care of it. Unfortunately, that's the wrong thing to do, and this is a really sad story about why that's the wrong thing to do. By the time they got the fawn to the rescue and rehabilitation, they did everything they could. They tried to get the fawn warm. They fed it, gave it water. It was dehydrated. And the fawn did not make it. The fawn died. Their point was that they obviously never called them first because they were always available, and that they shouldn't be trying to rescue deer. It's not the average person's job. Back, well, let's see, probably 1998, 99, somewhere around there. I was doing painting. My brother had a painting business, and I was at my mom's helping her out. She had had a few strokes, and so I was there just to make sure she'd get around. The house, the property was out in the country, so it was like 70 acres. She couldn't take care of the place by herself. So I every morning before my brother would show up, he'd bring the work truck over, and we go to the job site. Before he'd show up, I'd go for a little walk out on the property, and there's this one section where this road goes down, there's a trail that cuts into the woods, came out the other side of this little forest area into a meadow, and then turned and went back along the creek. And I used to like to go down there. And as I came into that little meadow area, I saw a little baby fawn, just kind of sitting right off the footpath, and it immediately stopped, looked around, see if there's any doe around, and then left the area. Now, I don't think deer are like birds where if you touch the baby, they basically abandon it, but I didn't want to take that chance. And I've been charged by doe protecting their young out on the trail when I'm hiking. You don't want to mess with mama deer. You really don't. They are not afraid of you, and they will protect their young. So I got out of the area. I went back the next morning, and the deer was still there. So I left again, and I called the Pennsylvania Game Commission. It was really easy. I mean, every state has got some kind of wildlife commission or some fishing game, something like that. And I told them, hey, look, I found this doe. It's been there for 2 days. And they said, have you tried to move it? And I said, no, I know enough not to do that. They said, well, go back tomorrow, and if the baby's still there, the fawn's still there, then call us, and we'll come out and decide whether or not it's in danger. But usually, mama deer probably knows that you've been there a couple times. She's probably been watching. And sure enough, I went back the next morning, and the fawn was gone. But just because you see a fawn in a spot for a day or two or even 3 doesn't mean that's being ignored. And they're wild animals, and you just need to leave them be. Unfortunately, this little fawn paid the price for someone trying to do the right thing. But what humans consider the right thing isn't what wildlife considers the right thing. So we shouldn't try to humanize any animals to make them fit into what we think is right. So just please, if you come across a injured animal or a baby animal or anything like that, call somebody who knows what they're doing. I know a lot of stuff about the outdoors, but I wouldn't assume to know how to take care of a deer or that it was even the right thing to do. So, yeah, kind of sad. Very sad story. Boy, these are like two depressing stories. I'm sorry about that. So let me check out some of this here. Um,
You've arrived.
yep.
Destination is on your left.
Holy crap! Did you hear that? That is somebody's GPS. That was loud. Yeah, Triumph. Always let nature take its course. Agreed. Happy trails. Poor Bambi. Stupid humans. Very sad. Oh, wait, that just jumped. Within hiking distance here. What's going on? I was just on Facebook earlier today. I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook within hiking distance, and I saw that you had sent a friend request, so I confirmed that. So, very cool. Yeah, poor little guy. Like is done. Thank you. And Triumph, thank you for reaching and letting everybody know. Hit that thumbs up. I do appreciate it when you guys hit that thumbs up. Wood Pigeon's here. What's going on, Wood Pigeon? Can't stay long. Great to see everyone. We now have a minor emergency here, but all is well. Okay, man. Go take care of what you got to do. Don't worry about the live stream. You got an emergency. Go take care of it. Let us know when everything's okay. Yeah, Triumph. A mama anything will mess you up. Deer, I was looking for it before. I couldn't find a statistic on it, but I remember when I was younger them saying that more people are attacked by deer in Pennsylvania than by bear. Attacked, not car accidents, but attacked. And those things start kicking, man. They will slice you up with those hooves. Happy Trail's good, man. Thank you, Happy Trail. It's a sad story, but maybe it helps people learn. I mean, look, I know everybody wants to do the right thing, and we see a baby left alone, and we think that that little baby can't fend for itself. These people just they tried to pick it up and it kept falling down. They thought it was something wrong. That's what they're like pre-programmed to do. They know that they stay still until mama comes back, and then they get up and they move around. But they stay there because if you think it's dead, maybe you won't mess with it. But people defy logic quite often. So Adam Z asks what everyone's doing this weekend. Skinny G says she has a race to run. Avoiding rain showers this week, hopefully. Yeah, where are they go? I think that they were going to the bar here. I mean, that was loud. You guys could hear that. This time around, Travelogs is with you all the way. Yeah, man, people just got to leave things alone sometimes. Somewhere left it sounded Skinny. Yeah, it's turn left. Your destination is on the left. So they had to be going to the bar. Wood Pigeon, you're still here, man. I thank you for stopping by. Go take care of your emergency. You've already got the number one moderator spot, man. Go do what you got to do, man. Mid-10 Outdoors, wait till you see my deer sighting. This next video coming up. Oh, very cool. You have to check that out. It's from last year, maybe a year before. I was out hiking over in Prompton State Park, and on a trail that I hadn't been on, at least not on that section before, and I was just kind of bopping through. It's a state park. There's houses not too far away from where I was up in the upper section, and out of the corner of my eye, I see some movement, and I look over, and the first thing I see is the fawn, and these were bigger. They were up and running around. So I stop, and they don't see me. The fawn doesn't see me. Mama deer doesn't see me, and I can see that they're feeding. So I'm like, well, this is a good place for a little place to stop. So there's like a down tree and some shrubs, so I could sit down there and be blocked from view, not bothering them. There's two fawns and mama deer, and I sat there for a little bit, and I just kept kind of peeking up. And I had my camera, and I got a few video shots of it. And they finished up, and the fawns went up into the woods and away from me. So I was like, oh, good. Mama deer will follow them. So I got up, I started getting my stuff together, and mama deer started walking right towards me. She didn't realize I was there. So I was trying to like back up and make a little bit of noise just so she knew there was something there. So if I kind of popped into view, she didn't freak out. She was not happy I was there, and she did charge me. She ran right for me, stopped about 10 feet in front of me, realized I wasn't running, and then she just looked at me and ran. And I really thought I was gonna have to fight a deer. I was not happy about that. I would have run. I would try to get away, but if it would have been an all-out attack, I would have had to defend myself. But I would have not wanted to hurt her. Not with babies around. Wood pigeon's got to go. Take care, man. Go do what you got to do. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Appreciate it very much. Within hiking distance says hiking in Yosemite this weekend, and we have family visiting. Oh, very cool. Oh, that's going to be really nice. We don't have anything quite like Yosemite here in Pennsylvania. Forests and streams. You sure that wasn't a ghost that followed you from the old loggers path? What? What do you mean up in the Catskills? Well, I did hear someone say hello, but that's a different story. Trav, can you hear the bird out in your wood? Yeah, he's like right out in front of my house. There's a doctor's office over there, and they've got these like these creeping vines that come over, and there's all these little what are they called? These little birds that live in there year round, and they're super loud, but they hang out on my porch. They're pretty cool. I like them. Mid-teens says you almost stepped on each other. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you can get pretty close to a deer, not even want to. Hike with Mike is here. You still got a half hour left too. Awesome. Thanks for coming by, Mike. Triumph says a couple of hoof smacks to the head, a deer can mess you up. Yeah, they got really, really like sharp hooves. I would not want to get hit in the face. If you get like hit in the wrong spot, like the carotid artery or something, you're done. Chris Coney's here. What's going on, Chris? Thanks for stopping by. Mid-10 Outdoors, I was looking at something else off the trail and heard some noise, and hello deer. I've had that happen. Maybe not as close as you did, but yeah, I've been out, had deer walk right out in front of me, not even realize I was there. It's pretty cool. Skinny G Pants says I tried to pet it. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. It'd be like trying to pet a bear. I think I'd probably try to pet a bear before I pet a deer. Although we did have a deer that my dad rescued. He was coming home from work and saw there was a young deer. Wasn't a fawn, but a young deer and a doe. The doe was dead on the side of the road, and the young deer was just kind of standing there like didn't know what to do. So my dad grabbed him, brought him up to our house. We had an old barn. Put him in there, called the game commission. They're like, nothing we can do about it. So he just kept feeding them, left the barn open, and deer stayed. And the deer kept coming back year after year after year. That's got a sad ending, but I'll just stay away from that after two sad stories. But it was pretty cool. We called him Bucky. He was pretty cool. Hike with Mike says he's early today. This time around, surprised a buck one time, and he wasn't going to back up. We just stood there and stared at each other for a while. Yeah, if the buck is in rut, I mean, I'd rather take on a deer in rut than like a moose or an elk, but still, not fun. A friend of mine had a deer. This is back out at my parents' property. I think it was in like a senior in high school or something like that, and he was at the house and he was leaving. He pulled out of my driveway and he drove about 50 feet down the road and stopped. Sat there for a few minutes, blew his horn once, drove away. Now, this is back before cell phones, so you couldn't just be, hey, what was that about? Gets home and calls me up, and he's like, he goes, I pull out your driveway, and down by probably about a quarter mile down the road, was this little dirt road. He goes, right down there by the dirt road, this deer popped out of the woods and was in the road. He goes, I saw it as I came over the hill, and then it saw me coming and just turned and was like running sideways with his antlers down, like right at his car. He said he ran all the way up, got about 20 feet from my car, and it blew the horn and just looked up and took off in the woods. Like, they don't know sometimes. They just charge stuff. Deer aren't smart. At least around here. I don't know. In Florida, they seemed like they were smaller but smarter. You didn't see them out on the road as much. Around here, they're just dumb. There's so many of them, they're dumb. Happy Trail says, deer we saw sat 10 yards from the trail and ate the whole time. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw that picture. That's pretty cool. I had that one. It didn't turn out as good on the video. This was over when I did Keller Swamp, like earlier in the winter. This deer was walking right down the footpath into the camp, and I was just sitting there. I had a fire going, like wasn't hiding. And I'm wearing like orange. Would start heading right towards me, and then got kind of close, and I guess smelled the smoke, and then took off. But yeah, he was going to come right into camp. I did have one look in my tent once, so that was kind of cool. So, all right, I'm all caught up on that. So, yeah, tomorrow I will be putting up part 3 of the Catskill trip, the final part. Let the motorcycle go by. I was going to put it up on Monday, but being Memorial Day, on Sunday I had the idea of doing the story about my great-great-grandfather. So I decided to put that up on Memorial Day. I kind of threw that together. Turned out all right, but I didn't want to do a lot of videoing in a cemetery. It's kind of disrespectful, I guess. But yeah, very cool. A very cool story. Also, his father, I think it was his father, fought at Waterloo against Napoleon. It's pretty cool. The same thing about 6 years ago. Heiko Like says, our deer in Florida are really small. Like most mammals around here, our reptiles are bigger. Yeah, I noticed that when I lived down there. The mammals, all small. Reptiles and birds, huge. When I first moved down there, I saw a couple of deer on the side of I-4 right by Orange City, like Deltona area there. And that's where I was getting off the highway. And I thought they were like big dogs. I thought they were like Great Danes or something. They were deer. Within hiking distances, my mother-in-law saw a deer giving birth every May in her farm. Mother-in-law had a deer giving birth every May in her farm, and had twins for many years. Except 1 year is just one. They come back and birth there because it's quiet. That's pretty cool. It's really cool. Never had anything like that. We always had animals that we always saw around our property. And it was a big property, a lot of neighbors. Restless Outdoors is here. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. All right, that's the end of my cerveza. I'm going to have this. I made use of the can cooler that Rocket and Fitchick sent me. I don't really drink out of cans, but I decided I could use it to keep the bottle cold. It seems to be working. Of course, now I can't get it out. Uh-oh. There we go. So now this is Silver Top is wheat beer. Wheat beer. All right, so let's see. Joe Harton. I don't think I saw you come in. If I missed you, thanks for coming by. A deer during the rut is a 200-pound testosterone Molotov cocktail. Yeah, absolutely. They can be crazy during the rut, and they really don't think. Well, that's a bad pour. Bad pour. All right. Well, that was a horrible pour. Sorry about that. Yeah, ducks. When I get on the live stream, I can't talk. I'm saying wrong words left and right. Bucks can be crazy. What I want to do is this September, October-ish, around there, during the rut, go back out to the Pennsylvania Wilds area where the elk are, and I want to get some elk bugling out there. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I got to focus on the beer to pour. I know Happy Trails. It was horrible. I don't know what I was thinking. I just started pouring it. There we go. That's a little better. So, cheers. Ah, well, that's a good wheat beer. Rocco, where did you get that? Skinny G. Yes, we do have elk out in. I will do a quick switch over here, and I will go to one of the sad stories. Go to maps, and I'll show you. I'll try to show you. So here we are here in the northeast of Pennsylvania. Oh, there we go. And if you go all the way out west here to, when you look on the map, you'll see Moshannon State Forest, and you'll see Benezet. Right up in this area is the Pennsylvania Elk Preserve, or Elk Range, they call it. I guess it goes out, I think it goes over to the Allegheny National Forest. I think they're starting to move into there a little bit. And they just moved a few over to Sperl State Forest out this way. So they're trying to move some out towards us. But Cinemahoning, Benezet, Emporium, St. Mary's, all along in here. There's about, I think last count that I saw, there's like 1,200 or 1,300 elk out there. And I think they moved 200 out into the Sperl State Forest. But yeah, Cinemahoning State Park, they say they hear them out there all the time in the rut, so that you hear them bugling. Every once in a great while, down here in this end, the closer you get to Interstate 80, the less you see them. I think like maybe Penfield, like this area down here, is the very southern end. But up in Benezet, you see them all the time up there. Got some really cool photos of elk when I was out there. Very, very cool to see. They used to be prevalent in Pennsylvania until humans showed up. And you know what we like to do when we go to a new area? Cut down all the trees and kill all the animals. So they're actually the Pennsylvania, I'm not sure what the eastern elk, I think they may have been called, extinct. We killed every single one of them. Back in the 20s, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, they moved elk to the Benezet area, actually out here in the eastern side of the state, in Monroe County, actually, and I think out by Pittsburgh. The only place that they took them from the Rockies. So these are Rocky Mountain elk. The only ones that actually survived were the little group they put out there by Benezet, and they're doing okay. Yeah, we have them again. They've been reintroduced. Restless says, there's Cleveland. Yes, they are imported elk. Well, like I said, they were originally here. We killed them all. And then they reintroduced them from the west, brought them out here. They are very, very cool, though. Very cool to see. Happy Trails says, be right back. Hiker Bike says, extinction sucks. The Florida Panther is heading that way. Yeah. There's actually, we had all kinds of stuff here in Pennsylvania. Elk. There were mountain lions, fishers. Actually, at one point, believe it or not, and if you're from Pennsylvania, this may be hard to believe, knowing how many deer there are, but at one point, deer were almost extinct in Pennsylvania. Beavers were pushed almost completely out of the state. Coyotes were pushed completely out of the state. Elk, gone. Just now we're getting a lot of the raptors back. Owls, eagles, osprey. I've actually seen 2 or 3 falcons this year, which I've seen maybe 2 or 3 my entire life around here. And seen 2 or 3 already this year. So very slowly things are coming back. It just takes time. I think I saw a fisher A lot of people know them as Fisher cats, big, like, mean-looking, like, part ferret, part badger kind of thing. I've seen them in New York. I've seen evidence of them in New York as well. But I was over at Ricketts Glen State Park 2 years ago, it was on Christmas Eve, and I was pulling in the campsite, and I saw it had to be a Fisher cat. I mean, there's nothing else that size that moves that well. Went flying across the road in front of me and took off into the woods. They're really, really agile, and it was pretty cool to see. Triumph says we have tons of elk and deer in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, man, send them this way. Send them this way. Yeah, hiking within hiking distance, too many people. I agree and I disagree. People and animals can coexist. We just gotta stop being a-holes about it. You know, we just take things for granted as a species. People have they have the false sense of right of domain over everything they see. And we're on this planet with everything else, and is it Yellowstone where they just reintroduced the wolves, and they wanted the wolves gone, and everybody was happy the wolves were gone, and then everything went out of whack, and they reintroduced the wolves, and in a pretty short amount of time, things that they never even thought would be brought back in balance because of that. Like the entire ecosystem, rivers are stabilizing because the right animals are in the right quantities there because they reintroduce something that we eliminated. We just gotta let nature do its thing. Skinny G says PA is bad with animals staying. It's not about the animals staying, it's about us killing them. Mid-10 Outdoors, we have armadillo up around my area here now. Yeah, we had them in Florida all the time. Those things were awesome. You don't want to touch them. I guess they can carry leprosy, so you really don't want to mess with them. But they're cool to see. And they're blind and they're dumb. I had one walk into me, just walk up the trail and bounce right off my leg. And then just kind of looked at me like, oh, sorry, buddy. And kept on going. Yeah, fishers are cool. They are very cool. I'd like to see more. New retirement communities are springing up in Florida. Just saw a place nearby. Once was a nice forest town. Looks like Hiroshima. Yeah, when over on the East Coast where Deltona, DeLand, Orange City, Daytona, Palm Coast, that area, same thing. They just keep on mowing stuff down and putting up houses. Yeah, and the bad thing with Florida is you keep on taking the vegetation out of there, and you get even a relatively bad hurricane that lasts a while, or God forbid a tsunami. There's nothing holding that land in. It's all sand. That's all going to wash away. It'll just be the end of Florida. Googled Fisher. They are cute looking. I'd pet them. And they'd rip your face off. They're pretty mean. They're actually really, really mean. They're cool, but they're mean. They are the only known... I'll pull a... I've been watching Cheers on Netflix, so I'm going to pull a Cliff Clavin. Here's a little known fact. Fishers are the only known natural predator of porcupines. And then what they do is they flip them over and they tear out their bottoms, their guts. They attack them from underneath. It's crazy. They're just mean. I mean, they don't care if porcupine quills get them. They don't care. Adam Z, Benezet. Yes, Benezet. Benezet is where the elk are. If you go out to Benezet, you'll see some elk viewing stations. You don't need to go to those. Right after sunrise and just before sunset, about an hour either way. Just drive through Benezet and up through the roads. They're in people's yards eating their zucchinis and just chilling out. They're just everywhere. They're crazy. Hiking within hiking distance, right, Kurt? The ecosystem is fragile and subtle, and we keep messing with it. Good that we manage to fix it sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. And I think sometimes we do it by accident. We don't even realize we're fixing it. Did I freeze up? Looks like I'm back working again. I wonder if that was on my end. Adam Z says there's a recent report that one was seen close to here. I think Goldsboro. Yes, actually, it was a. Well, I don't know if maybe it's a separate report. My sister was telling me that she lived in Goldsboro for a few years, and I think it was when I was in Florida, so maybe 8 or 9 years ago. A moose, and they tracked this thing from Maine. A moose came down from Maine through Vermont, like New Hampshire, Vermont, into New York State, down through Pennsylvania, through Goldsboro, and wound up down in like Virginia or Kentucky or something. They have no idea what it was doing. Like moose don't normally do that. It just was like, hey, I'm moving. Yeah, there was an elk out here. See if you can find that story. I'll look it up. Skinny Jesus says all the cute animals are mean. Well, yeah. Hike with Mike, otters can be pretty vicious too. Yeah, otters can be. Otters are funny though. They're very curious. But yeah, I've seen them rip things apart. Chris Coney, porcupine, that's a mouthful. It is. Especially when you had a couple beers. Happy Trails is back. Hike with Mike. We need wildlife corridors connecting wildlands so that animals can migrate. Yeah, that would be ideal. Happy Trails. So tonight is the wildlife show. Apparently tonight is the wildlife show. That was unintentional. Speaking of Wildlife Wednesday collaboration is next week. And that is M and the Gang. So, excuse me. If anybody's interested in getting in on the Wildlife Wednesday, get in touch with M and the Gang on YouTube or on Twitter. Happy Trails, if you got her link, can you put it up? I don't have it handy. And then it's a pretty cool collaboration. I might be able to put something together from that Jensen's Ledge hike and just do a shorter version. I might do something with that. I don't know. But yeah, very cool collaboration, and if you guys are interested in doing that, get with them again. Within hiking distance, the moose wanted to see the country. Hitchhiking didn't work for him. Yeah, he couldn't. He couldn't fit in the car, right? Nobody had a convertible. I wish I would have seen that. That would have been really cool to see a moose in Goldsboro, Pennsylvania. Trying screen printing. We were sitting in a restaurant a couple of weeks ago watching like 10 nutria destroy everything green around this little pond. They were so destructive. Oh, wow, you guys got nutria out there? Did I say that right? Nutria? I think that's how you say it. They're like the little, almost like a capybara, but they're really small, right? Like a big guinea pig. Skinny G, my brother had a moose peek into his home window while they slept. He was so scared to move. I was up in Alaska. Could you imagine waking up and seeing a moose looking in at you? That would that would catch me by surprise. Where's M? We missed him. I don't know. That's a good question. Am I getting rocks? Absolutely. Happy Trails. We are taking part this week. Very cool. And M and the Gang put up the link for M and the Gang's YouTube channel. So get in touch with her if you want to do the Wildlife Wednesday. M had a dinner invite tonight and couldn't make it. You know, YouTube should be second place to life. So I got no problem with that. They're an invasive species and bigger than a huge raccoon. They're that big? Oh, see, now I got to look those up. Nutria. I didn't know we had those in the country. Did I spell that right? What? Where did I see that? Restaurant. Yeah, I spelled that right. Nutria. So let's take a look at Nutria. Oh, that's an ugly looking thing. That's like a beaver. Right? They got to be related to a beaver. Look at that thing. Those are crazy looking. It's like a beaver with a rat tail. Invasive nutria aren't as cute. Won't be petting them, the Skinny G. They are everywhere. Wow, really? I don't think I've, you know what? Hey, Rocco, you still on? Do you remember we've seen a couple times over at Prompton what we thought were beavers, but had like that little rat tail? I wonder if we've got those around here. Do they swim? These things swim? Because I've seen them. Maybe they're just muskrats I'm seeing, but I thought they were beavers. But then they had like this little skinny tail. Them damn things are so destructive. Eat everything in sight. Skinny G's not gonna pet a nutria. Nope. That's like an animal on Monty Python. Yeah, they are funky looking, aren't they? That's kind of a cute. That's kind of a cute angle right there, right? As long as you don't see its face. They almost like look like beavers. Yep. They swim hardcore. Triumph says, "I wonder if we got those around here." Yeah, this time around, Travelog. Yes, they swim. Yeah, Forest and Streams. Yeah, I remember they were rustling through the brush. Yeah, right. And remember, I don't know if you were there. I might have been there with like April or somebody. I was there by myself, but I was over on that far side where we saw the frogs, and this was smaller, so it made me think it was a muskrat. It was like maybe this big. I saw the head duck down. I thought at first beaver, but then I saw the tail like go down, and it was like this little skinny, nasty looking rat tail. Muskrat. Oh, that didn't zoom in at all. Look at that. See, muskrats are cute. You ever seen a close up of a muskrat? Burnwood's here. What's up, Burnwood Bushcraft? Yeah, I think that's what I saw. They look a little bit beaverish if you're not looking at the teeth. See, look at that thing. How cute is that? Very suave. That's a very suave looking muskrat, if I do say so myself. This little pudgy one. Skinny G Panda got the 50 today. Congratulations. Very cool. Those little milestones are great. I think I just hit 700. I think I saw 700 on there. It's been fluctuating. I was at like 699. It dropped down to 690. I don't know if Google did like a purge or something. I don't know. But yeah, congratulations, Skinny. Let's get a thumbs up for Skinny G Panda hitting 50. You just need to get closer to your Instagram accounts. Muskrats look like pikas. Yeah, a little bit, right? Let's take a look at a pika. It is Wildlife Day. Wow. Nope. Did I spell that right? Pika. Muskrats look like pikas. Is it pikas? Oh, not Picasa. Fat finger down, pikas. They go by another name, Happy Trails, because I don't see pikas anywhere. Google's not familiar with pikas. No, I'm not drinking out of the bottle. I'm drinking out of the mug. Triumph just hit 350. Very cool. I'm surprised you're not higher. I'm surprised you're not up. I thought you would be like 1,500 by now. This time around Travel Blog, they smell, especially in a kept house. Stating for, well, that's why they call them muskrats, right? They're musky. Skinny G, if everyone who follows me on Instagram follows me on YouTube, I'd be doing awesome. Yeah. Pika. Oh, I spelled it wrong. P-I-K-A. Pika. You think Google would be smart enough to know that? Oh, look at those things. Nope. I just said Google and my phone brought up the Google. There we go. Pikas. And that one's carrying flowers. They're a lot. Aw. Can I bring that full screen? Probably not. Not in this mode. Look at that thing. I just realized how far off that screen is. This is what happens when you change things. Well, you just got to deal with it now. Almost done. I'll have to fix that for next week. Yeah, those things are... Look at this one. Look at that. Let's see. So yeah, super cute. Pikas are cool. Never seen one. I've never seen one. I've heard the name before. Never seen one. Happy Charles, where do you usually get those? Adorable American Pika. Where do they habitate? Skinny G Panda, the ground squirrels out west are better than our eastern squirrels. Oh, how about this? Do I have that photo? Where did I put it? So we were up at, we were doing a scouting mission last week up to a couple of reservoirs up in New York State. And we're turned down this road, and I've talked about these before. I haven't seen one in the United States ever. I've seen them in Canada all the time, never seen them in the United States. So we're driving down the road, and a black squirrel right on the side of the road. And I'm like, oh, black squirrel. And Rocco got a picture of him. I don't know if I uploaded that. I did not upload that. Did not. No. Here's something. I don't know if you guys can see that. Come on, no, zoom in. Not going to zoom in. There we go. We'll do this. I don't know if you guys, no, not that one. Okay. This is come on. This is just not gonna all right, so this I found this online. Don't leave your mark at the pool this summer. This comes from the CDC. Don't leave your mark at the pool this summer. It only takes one person with diarrhea to contaminate the entire pool. I don't know if you can see this. That's coming through clear enough on there. That is a little girl going down a slide, leaving a skid mark. when I don't know what's happening in the world, and that's what the CDC is putting out. All right, Rocco just sent me a picture. There he is. All right, I'll see if I can. Well, actually, you know what? Let me switch screens here real quick. I'll see if you guys can see that. There we go. How about that? A black squirrel. Like I said, I've seen those up in Canada. I'll give you back the diarrhea shot. Seen those up in Canada when I was a kid. They used to, the one park up there in Ottawa, they used to come around all the time, and you could actually feed them. They're so used to people. But the first one I've seen outside of Canada ever in my life. Very, very cool to see a black squirrel. Happy Trail says, the conversation just took a huge turn. It's still outdoor related. If you're going to go to the pool, don't poop. We'll go back to the Pika. How about that? Go back to the Pika. There he is, the Pika. Triumph has tons of squirrels in the Pacific Northwest. Touring Taste Buds is live at 8:30. Okay, I'll make sure I'm done before 8:30. It is after 8 o'clock, right? This day is flying by. We have seen the kebab squirrel, or the kebab squirrel, black with a white tail. Oh, that's pretty cool. Everybody reacting to the CDC memo. Like how? Like really? That's what the CDC sends out? Like they couldn't have done it in a nicer way. Like I don't swim in your toilet, don't poop in my pool, something like that. Anything. The within hiking distance, have you ever been to Grand Canyon? They had a panel with someone vomiting hard because of the heat in the summer. And just, yeah, no, I have not been to the Grand Canyon. It's on my list of places to go. But I do know all about heat and how it can make you ill. Yeah, Forrester said he was too fast. He couldn't get a good picture. The little black squirrel, he wasn't around for very long. He took off pretty quick. Adam Z, the Hershey Highway. Yeah. Within hiking distance, the black squirrel is adorable. It was actually, I think they're just gray squirrels that have changed their color. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're a different species or not, but it's pretty cool. About the same size as a, guy's kind of in between a gray squirrel and a red squirrel. It wasn't as big as a gray squirrel. I don't know. He was pretty quick. So I'm not gonna make a judgment on that. This time around, travel log. So enjoyed my first time there. Have to go for here. Oh, thank you for stopping by this time around, travel log. Very awesome that you stopped by. Appreciate it very much, and be here next week too. So stop by next time you have a chance. Skinny G. So I guess it's okay to pee in the pool still. Doesn't say anything about not peeing in the pool. You just can't poop in it. Joe Harton saw a black squirrel near Penn's Peak several years ago. Very cool. They're rare. They're rare around here, obviously. I've heard people talk about them in like the Carolinas. Black squirrels and white squirrels they get down there, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen one down there. Triumph Screen Printing. Dropping the kids off at the pool has a new meaning. There's not many people I've heard that use that phrase, but yes, you're putting a potato in a crock pot. Hike with Mike, put Baby Ruth in the pool. Burnwood Bushcraft, Snickers bars not belong in the pool. Happy Trails got pretty sick in the desert because of the heat. Yeah, heat is really bad. When I worked in Florida doing cable, I actually had to take like a week and a half off. Passed out in a customer's house, had heat exhaustion or heat. It wasn't heat stroke, but it was close. It was pretty bad. It was weird. It was one of those situations where I was in an attic, and in Florida, for those of you who haven't been, see how their houses are built, instead of just being like an open attic, everything's trussed. So a lot of supports for hurricanes and winds. And I was climbing through the attic to see, how I was pulling the cable with me and wanted to see where I was going to put the line, and got the spot where the most of the ceilings in the house are 12 foot, but there's one section that was 8 foot, so I kind of dropped down. I'm like, okay, I got to go down in there and come up on the other side, and I got to drop the line down there. And I've heard people say this before, where they think someone pulls them out of a situation. For a second, I thought someone grabbed me and started pulling me out of the attic, and I realized it was just me. My arms and legs just took over. I was on my back, and I was grabbing these trusses, and I was pulling myself across the joist. And I got down to the attic access, got back down into the garage. I remember picking up my water bottle, and then I remember getting up off the ground and then realizing I didn't have any water left. And then went into the house and like, hey, can I get some water? And went in the kitchen, and they had to pick me up like 3 times. And then they locked me in the bedroom. They're like, you're not leaving our house. So yeah, heat can really be bad. Mid-10 Outdoors, got to take off. Have a great weekend. Great show. Thank you, Patrick, for stopping by. Always awesome to have you here. Have a great weekend yourself. Happy Trail said it was not fun. Skinny G, Virginia has signs for endangered squirrels. They are fat looking. Maybe, can you see me now? What just happened? My phone just took over. We're not receiving. All right. So what's showing here? You guys see me? I'm not sure which one is showing here. Everything just did some weird stuff. I don't know what's happening here. Hold on, I gotta switch over to the control room here. All right, so we got that. I'm not sure which one is showing here. All right. I'm not sure what happened there. So the remote control for OBS on my phone wound up taking over and just messed things up. Uh-oh. All right, so can you guys see me? I'll just wrap this up. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna wrap things up. I don't know what's going on. Probably been on for too long. I'm starting to freak out, Comcast. Live but no audio. I'm getting audio on this end. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Not sure what's going on. Within hiking distance can hear me. Triumph cannot. We got issues. Okay, back. All good. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. I've been on for like an hour and 14 minutes. And Touring Taste Buds, right, Happy Trails, has got a live stream at 8:30. So everybody go on over and check that out. I'll be on there. I might change computers just so I'm not having to sit up here and I can make some food. So interesting night. A couple stories. Got a new sticker. Check out AOK Foraging and Adventures as well. And let them know that you were on the live stream and you saw the video of their sticker being opened. Vandy's Called Adventures is here, and we're just wrapping up. Sorry, man. I hate when people come in right as I'm wrapping up, but I feel bad. But you can always replay it, and there's some stories and some laughs, and things froze, and it was good. Touring Taste Buds on 8:30 Eastern. Trying screen printing. Cheers, everyone. Have an awesome night. Thank you for a great live stream, as always, Mr. Z. Thank you, Brandon, for stopping by. Thanks for the moderating. And check your mail. You should be getting an envelope in a few days, hopefully. A great chat about animals and poo. It always goes there somehow, doesn't it? Come on, you gotta tell me that that's not normal for the CDC to put out something like that. But, all right. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by. And you all have a great weekend and a good night. And I'm going to get ready to go watch Touring Taste Buds at 8:30. There we go. All right. See you in the next.